Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. At the overlook, Claire rants about her grandfather's behavior toward Kyle at the memorial. She's realized he'll never accept them, and she's through trying to convince him otherwise. Claire thinks her father would be proud of her today. Kyle isn't convinced she'll stay mad at Victor. She insists, Victor broke something today, and I'm not sure it will ever be able to be fixed. She threatens to kick Victor out of her life if he doesn't accept them. It's about time. Claire compares Victor to Jordan. They're people who want to spoil things. She won't live like that anymore. Kyle grins. It's at this moment of perfect solidarity between Kyle and Claire that Audra jogs up to stir the pot. Audra extends her condolences to Claire, and Kyle bluntly asks her to go run elsewhere. Audra makes a show of tying her shoe before dropping a little bomb. She has Kyle's phone charger. He must have left it in her sleeping car when they were planning their pitch to Kane. She then mentions the cocktail evenings they spent together over in France. Irritated, Kyle tells her to pitch the charger. Claire takes this all in before letting Audra know that Nate's been supporting her and her mother. Will Nikki get through to Victor? At the ranch, Nikki chastises Victor for his behavior at Cole's memorial. He's trying to destroy Claire's happiness. Unsurprisingly, Victor refuses to apologize. Nikki crosses her arms and arches an eyebrow at him in consternation. Victor grunts that Kyle had no right to be there today with family. It's his house. In a deeply satisfying moment, Nikki informs him that this is her house as well and he has no right to decide who comes and goes. She reminds him Kyle was already a member of their family before. He may not want Kyle back in it, but Claire has different ideas. When Victor digs in, Nikki tells him again that he was wrong for picking on Kyle today. She has no energy for this exhausting nonsense and begs him to let go of his hatred for the Abbotts. Victor, softening, assures her he heard her about life being too short. Once alone, he picks up his phone and summons Audra to the ranch. Kane drops a bomb, and Kane's sweet. Phyllis is irked by Billy's attitude toward Kane's once-in-a-lifetime offer. Billy won't do anything to the people he cares about until he knows the details of the plans, which involve his family and the mother of his children. He questions Phyllis not caring about Nick. She says, it's just business. Billy, who ironically just cut ties with his brother, snarks about her priorities and demands more info from Kane. How will he take over private companies? Kane won't say, but coming clean suddenly seems preferable to listening to Phyllis and Billy trade insults. So he explains that each company will become a division of Arabesque. Each CEO would have the opportunity to keep their position, but would be demoted and would answer to him. Billy's highly amused that Kane thinks Victor Newman will answer to him. They debate as Phyllis soaks up the idea of Victor answering to her. Billy says it's a fantasy. Kane pressures him to make a decision. All Billy wants is Chancellor. If Nikki would continue running it, he's out. Kane yells, would you just think bigger? What he's offering would dwarf Chancellor. Stubborn as ever, Billy says he doesn't need it. Billy claims he's focused on bringing Chancellor back into the family fold in memory of Chance. Phyllis cackles that Billy wants Chancellor back to stick it to his mother and make her wrong for all the times she fired him. Kane sizes Billy up as Phyllis steps out to take a call. Billy tells Kane Phyllis is a loose cannon. Kane points out people have said the same about him. He questions Billy about Jill and he admits there's resentment. Kane informs his not brother that selling Chancellor and upsetting him was the hardest thing she's ever had to do. He knows this because they reconnected when Colin got sick. She attended his funeral. Billy mutters about the pretend prodigal son being back to take his place and sulks. No wonder she wasn't missing me. Kane insists Jill was deeply wounded by what happened between them. She was sick and needed someone to talk to. He filled that role. He explains Colin asked to see her before he died. That's how they reconnected. Billy asks if she knew he was Aristotle Dumas as Phyllis re-enters and says Summer's upset about Chance. What did I miss? Billy tells her there's another person involved in their business scenario. Jill. Kane denies Jill's part of the business plan, but is cadgier about her knowing he was Dumas. After a rant about his mother lying, Billy decides to call her and find out. He gets Jill on a video call and warns that, depending on her answer, this could be the last time he reaches out. Jill's not sure why she's getting an ultimatum. Billy turns the phone and tells her he's here with Kane. You knew about him all along, didn't you? Jill doesn't deny it. Billy fumes. That's what I thought. Victor pulls the plug at the ranch. Audra's surprised to hear from Victor on the day of Cole's memorial. Victor quickly dispenses with small talk and tells her that she failed to seduce Kyle and now he thinks he has an advantage over him. I don't like it. Audra insists she has Kyle right where she wants him. She was never going to sleep with him. All she had to do was get him into her room. She's already started to create doubt in Claire's mind. We're looking at a time bomb ready to explode. Victor declares that she's spinning this, and their deal has ended. He's pulling the plug on her company, Branty. I'm shutting it down, now. Claire drops a bomb. Claire and Kyle rejoin Victoria at the tack house. She assures her daughter she did nothing wrong with Victor and that she'd be having a go at him as well. Claire doesn't care. Changes are ahead, for her and Kyle, and she won't waste any more time waiting for Victor Newman's approval. Claire announces to her mother and Kyle that it's time for them to move in together. Victoria approves and says Cole would too. Claire deserves to live her life. Victor Newman's opinion be damned. The Genoa city skyline shimmered beneath the summer haze. Tensions rose with the temperature as secrets, schemes, and betrayals brewed behind the glass towers of Newman Media, Chancellor Winters, and the Grand Phoenix. But no one stirred the pot better than Audra Charles. Scene 1. Trouble at Society. Audra Charles sat alone at a corner table in Society, swirling a glass of chilled Chardonnay. She wore her signature confidence like a designer coat, sharp and impossible to ignore. Across the room, Claire Grace walked in, calm and poised, clutching her phone like it held the world's balance. Audra's lips curled into a smirk. Claire, she called, voice sweet as syrup. Join me. Claire hesitated. Sure, why not? Audra gestured at the seat across from her. I hear Kyle's been spending a lot of time at Newman again. You two seem close these days. Claire smiled lightly. We're colleagues. Audra tilted her head. Is that all? Because the whispers say otherwise. Claire kept her expression neutral. Whispers are rarely accurate. Audra leaned in, eyes gleaming. I know Kyle. He likes his affairs complicated. Married women. Corporate secrets. It's practically his love language. Claire straightened. You don't know me. No, Audra said, sipping her wine, but I know how this town works. Be careful, Claire. Getting close to a man like Kyle Abbott can get you burned or used. Claire rose, tone icy. Thanks for the unsolicited advice. Audra watched her walk away, satisfaction flickering in her gaze. Stirring the pot was fun, especially when the pot had already started to boil. Scene 2. Newman Tower. Kyle caught in the crossfire later that day. Kyle stormed into Audra's office at Newman Media. She didn't even flinch. What the hell did you say to Claire? He demanded. Audra blinked, feigning innocence. Me. I was just making conversation. Don't play games. Claire's pulled back from the launch project, and she said it was because of you. Audra stood. Relax, Kyle. You're acting like you actually care. I do care. Kyle snapped, then immediately regretted showing that hand. Audra stepped closer, cool and deliberate. Still hoping to keep one foot in the boardroom and the other in someone else's bed. Kyle. He glared at her. You're poison, Audra. She leaned in, her voice low. And you love the taste. Or have you forgotten Paris? His jaw clenched. She was good to good. You don't know what you've done, he said. Walking out before he said something worse. Audra watched him go with a satisfied smile. She wasn't just stirring the pot. She was turning up the heat. Scene 3. Chancellor Winters. Kane's revelation. At Chancellor Winters, Billy Abbott sat in the boardroom, his fingers drumming anxiously on the table. Across from him sat Phyllis Summers, fiery as ever, arms crossed, waiting for the meeting to begin. But the person who called the meeting, Kane Ashby, was 5 minutes late, which only made Billy more suspicious. Just as Phyllis was about to leave, Kane walked in, expression unreadable. Thanks for coming, he said. This isn't a business meeting. Not exactly. Billy stood. Then what is it? Kane looked at both of them. I need to tell you something, and it's going to change everything. Phyllis raised an eyebrow. This better be good. Kane took a breath. I've uncovered something about the Chancellor Family Trust and Jill's recent financial moves. Billy's demeanor shifted. What are you talking about? She's made massive withdrawals. Offshore accounts. It's not just investments. It looks like she's been moving assets or hiding them. Phyllis leaned forward. Hiding them from who? From you, Billy. Kane, S.A.